and welcome to your download for 5 steps to perfect form. If you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Lisa. I am a health and confidence coach, and I wanted to be able to give you all a surefire way to make sure that you are exercising perfectly all the time, and you can also use these 5 steps to make sure that you have good posture all the time. So it's a good posture checker and it's a great exercise confirmer. These 5 steps were actually given to me by an amazing man called Kelley Starrett, and he's a world-renowned physio and sports rehab and fitness coach. So he taught these 5 steps, and what they do is they enable you to focus on the areas that you're supposed to focus so that you have great engagement, great activation, and you understand where these movements are coming from when you do them. So, what are these 5 steps to perfect form? Well, number 1, we're going to be anchoring. Now, your anchors generally come from your heels, or they'll be coming from your palms, and you'll know which set to use because there's only ever one set that are properly in contact with the floor and able to anchor. So we're standing, we only have our heels on the floor, so we're going to anchor those. We're going to anchor by pressing and screwing those heels into the floor. When we do that, you will feel the tension that you create up your legs, and it actually makes it easier to squeeze in number 2, which is your bum. We're going to activate it. Nice. With your bum squeezed in, we're now going to try and engage the core, and I'm just going to have a little moment here to explain how much core you need. When we engage our glutes and core, especially if we're quite new to it, we can be over enthusiastic about the squeeze and the engagement. And if you find it hard to talk, and if you feel like you're going to give yourself a little backache whilst you're doing the engage, then I want you to reduce your engagement. And the best way to reduce your engagement is to actually give it 100%. Massive bum squeeze, good core squeeze, engage it, can't breathe, giving myself a backache. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to breathe out and I'm going to reduce the squeeze, the activation, from 100% down to 20%. Yeah, but with that 20% engagement, you now find it easier to talk, and it doesn't feel like such an awful braced position and my back doesn't hurt. It actually feels nice and supported and almost like I'm giving myself a good hug from the inside. Love it. So 1 was anchors, 2 is bum, 3 is core, 20% engagement. Nice. We're off to number 3, 4. We're going to do chest and shoulders. What we're going to do here is we're going to open up our chest and our shoulders. I'm just going to show you this from a side view because it brings me nicely on to number 5, which is our last one. What we're going to do is chest out, shoulders back. Then we're going to put our thumb over our rib cage, and you're just going to make sure that that rib cage is over your belly button. And that slight adjustment makes so much difference to your form and how you're standing. So with these 5 things on, I can now begin to do exercises. So we're going to run through a couple because I know we haven't spoken about these yet. Hand anchors. Let's take a squat. So usually when we're doing squats, or common faults that I'll see with a squat is a squat that bends forward at the knees, and maybe a squat that you force yourself down into because you've heard that arse to grass is the way to go. And it's great if you can get depth, but it's only great if you can do it with great engagement and great control. And we're going to get that by doing those 5 steps. I've just turned to the side so that you can see the difference of a knee squat and an engaged squat. So we're going to do anchors, nice. Press and screw them into the floor. Engage bum, 20%. Engage core, 20%. Chest and shoulders, rib cage over belly button. Now with this in mind, I'm going to sit my bum down evenly into my anchors. These are my stabilizers. So I'm going to go bum out. I'm going to sit the bum down. Nice. And it doesn't matter if you can't come down as low. What matters is that your anchors have even hold of your weight as you go down. And then you're going to press your bum up into those anchors and give it a good core squeeze to get up. So when people get into their squats, and they do a lot of them, sometimes we end up going through motions rather than meaning the movements. And those 5 steps are like a reminder, checklist. Am I doing things properly? Am I going through motions, or am I meaning my movements? Nice. If you, just a quick bonus one, if you are pretty new to squats and you find it hard to sit down, put yourself a chair there. Just put a chair there and think about those anchors. Sit your bum down to sit on the chair, re-anchor the anchors, squeeze your bum to stand up, and you still feel that you've got great anchors there and good stability. And then you can start to build on your squat. So there you go. That also applies to deadlifts. Same 5 steps, good anchors, good bum. Nice. Okay, this really does work with almost any exercise. I'm yet to come across one that 5 things didn't help with. So I want to give you a quick example of the ones where we're going to use anchors through our hands. And this would be any movement that uses our hands. Perfect. So what we're going to do here is we're still going to run through, little shuffle back, we're going to run through those 5 steps again. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to anchor my palms by pressing and screwing them in. It creates that tension across the arms and the chest, and I feel much more stabilised when I do that. Next, I'm going to squeeze my bum, I'm going to squeeze my core, my chest and shoulders are sorted, and then I'm still going to check that rib cage is over the belly button so that we don't have a curved back. Perfect. Love it. And then from here, you can get on and do your movements. So let's run through a couple of examples here. Well, number 1, we're going to do, let's do a little fire hydrant, because this is one that I notice a lot of. And it's anchors that are the key to these. So we're going to anchor, press and screw them in and keep them anchored. Then, as you start to do a fire hydrant, which is completely from your glutes, if you have your anchors anchored, you will feel that it's much more in control and you don't do the little dip down, which is what I usually see, which would look something like this. And that is how your anchors can help you out with that movement. I'm also going to quickly do your press up, because I know that that's something that people, or I definitely used to wonder about if I was ever doing my press ups properly. But again, let's do it. We've got our hand anchors on the floor. We're going to press and screw them in. We're going to engage our glutes, we're going to engage the core, and then we're going to press into our anchors. We're going to have nice even weight distribution as we bring it back down to the floor. Re-anchor those anchors and press into them. It makes such a difference to your press ups. You'll feel it much more in your arms and much more in your chest. So that's how those 5 steps really help out, no matter whether you're standing or on the floor. The last one that we're quickly just going to use those 5 steps for is an ab move, because this one, you see that I don't have anchors really. I've got 2 anchors that are on the floor, but I can't press my whole weight into them, but we're still going to use them as stabilizers. So we'll press, and then from here we can check out your bum, give it a squeeze anyway, even if you can't feel it. We're going to do the same for our core. We're going to open up the chest and shoulders, and then we're going to get back into, I'm doing a Russian twist for you here, into a nice Russian twist. And those 5 things, again, have really helped out your form and where that movement is coming from. The last thing I quickly wanted to explain how those 5 steps are so amazing is if you're wanting to check your everyday posture. One thing for me that I've had to work quite hard on is slopey shoulders. It's because we all love a little text, we all love to sit around like this. And I really wanted to make this better. And the one thing that was always on my mind was 5 things. Because if I do my anchors and if I do my bum and my core, I can open up my chest and shoulders, sorting out that slopey issue there. And then I can just check that my rib cage is over my belly button. And then I know that this is preferred posture. You can also use it when you're walking around, when you're... when I used to do gym work actually in the city, I used to have to do all of those elevators in the tubes, and these anchors really help out when you're walking upstairs or walking up those moving stairs. and you really feel that in your bum a lot more. So 5 steps to perfect form, I feel like everybody should know about it, and I'm really glad that you know about it too. I've also included in this little video attachments so that you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all set up for you as little reminders that you can actually save as images in your phone. So let me know how much of a difference they make to you and your day and your exercises. Have a very good day. Have a great workout. I'll see you soon.